back to Amphibia, and the episode is Adventures in Catsitting, which is a play on the 80s film Adventures in Babysitting. Does this episode have any correlation to that movie outside of the title? No, none whatsoever. There isn't even any references like really to that film at all. Kind of, maybe, no, not at all. They just wanted to name it something that was recognizable to people who grew up in the 80s. I don't know. Is it a good episode? That's okay. It has a really nice message at the very end, where it's really good for them to hear that and to know that they're loved and cared about, which is really, really good. And it's basically the planners taking Domino the cat to the vet, which is always interesting when you're dealing with a cat. So it follows around Domino, her aunt's pet. And cats are cats. They do cat things. They do all kinds of wild and crazy stuff. I prefer dogs. Cats are okay. The only cat that I ever really liked, I knew a person who had a Maine Coon. Very cool cat. They're just big, chill dudes. Most other cats are like psychopaths, but I do love a Maine Coon just because they're just gentle giants and they just do nothing. They just lay around all day. But Anne is like upset that they're not finding anything about portals in the science magazines, which is kind of funny. This lady cured diarrhea. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Hot Pop's just hanging around outside drinking lemonade. The dad's like bringing him drinks and stuff. Of course, the dad is, God, he's kind of a loser. He's just like, I don't know. Why did dad's got to be like this? But Hot Pops has his shirt open. He's like, dude, you're scaring all the chicks away. Button up your shirt, old man. But they're just kind of enjoying their life. And then Hot Pop's like, man, we've been here like 2 days. And I'm thinking to myself, what the heck, 2 days? They've been doing all kinds of stuff. And Sprig's like, we've been here a week. He's like, after a couple of days, when you have someone as a guest, you get tired of them. You want to kick them out. So I guess they had like a cousin who had a big afro, whatever that's about. But I guess he was just there way too long and they ended up throwing him out. So they're thinking, oh no, Hot Pop's like, this is going to happen to us. We're going to piss off your family. They're going to kick us out of the house. And they're like, come on, that's not going to happen. But the Hot Pop is very old school. Like, we need to pull our own weight. We need to be doing something in the house to show that we're not just here to mooch off people, be a freeloader. I guess the schedule's full for the family. The mom wants to take Anne to go to the dentist because she's been gone for 5 months. The dad's working at the restaurant, so there's no one to take the cat to the vet. Hop Pop's like, we can do it. So they're going to take it upon themselves to do it. They give him a little crappy phone just in case something happens, and it's going to be their journey. They're going to go there. They're going to do this because they're going to prove that they're like part of the family. First, getting a cat inside the freaking little pet thing, the pet taxi, always difficult. They get all cut up and everything. Pretty funny. Then they have to get on the bus. They didn't bring bus fare. Why didn't they give them bus fare or give them the Easy Pass or whatever? So he like fakes the sound of the boop of the Easy Pass. So they get on the bus, but they're bouncing all over the place because they don't know how the bus works. Grandpa Pops ends up licking everybody, and they're like, get the heck off the thing. And I guess Anne told him, oh, just say, I really could use some coffee because that's like something humans say, and then everyone will just believe you. I do like the fact that every time he says it, it doesn't work. So it shows that Anne doesn't know what she's talking about. So he tries it. They just throw him off the bus. There's posters for this singer lady. I don't know if this means something, but they're like, okay, I guess they're going to have to walk there. So they're trying to walk there. They got a map feature on this little crappy flip phone. Like, was that even a thing? But it's a long walk, but they finally do get there. They're waiting in the waiting room, and there's all kinds of animals there. And I guess some guy's bringing in his frog, and Sprig sees it, and he's like, oh my God, it's like one of our like little brothers. Which is strange to people have pets that are you, but you're like a big version. So like the world's weird that way. But everyone's a weirdo in this waiting room. It's Domino's turn. Domino seems fine. Everything checks out. The doc's like, hey, is there any other questions? And then Hop Pop starts asking like frog questions. So for Frog's like in his late 40s and his back hurts. And then the doctor's like, your frog told you this? Like, you got a frog that's 40 years old. So everyone's asking him all these weird frog questions. And he's like, what the heck's going on? And he's looking at him like, there's something wrong with your skin. Like, it's really weird looking. And is that a fake nose, or they just get out of there? They're making their way back home. They're like, oh, that was a good task. We finished our task. We did a good job. Domino got out of his cage. And they're like, oh crap, we lost her. We have to go find her. They're going all over the place. Can't find her. They keep trying to call the dad, but Hop Pop's like, you can't call the dad. He's never going to trust us. We have to do this on our own. They finally do get through to him, and he's like, oh, check this shawarma place because the cat likes shawarma. Okay, that's oddly specific. So they go to the shawarma restaurant, and the cat's there all over the big meat. The shawarma is like a pile of meat that they put together and they put on a rotating on it. It's kind of like a gyro, but Middle Eastern-ish, more not necessarily Greek flavors, but very, very similar. If I had wanted to be very baseline about it, it's very, very similar. Flavors are completely different though. So the cat's like licking and clawing at the meat and everything. That's funny. That's effing disgusting. You have to throw that whole thing of meat away. You can't have some wild animal from outside all over and everyone just thinks, oh, it's so funny and cute. That's ridiculous. So Hop Pop imitates a fire alarm, and then everyone's like, oh no, a smoke detector alarm, and everyone gets out, they plays on fire. They go in there, try to get the cat. Of course, obviously the cat does not want to be grabbed. Look at this crazy face. Then Polly actually has the best idea ever. She pretends to be a ball of yarn, like she had the threads, and then the cat follows her, and they get her to lead Domino into the pet taxi. Actually, a really, really good idea. The dad meets him there, picks him up, drives him away, and then Hop Pop's like, I'm sorry, we inconvenienced you. You trusted us with this, and we failed you. You're probably so mad at us. But then the dad, this is the only time the dad actually did something that was actually really, really cool. He's like, what are you talking about? We're not mad at you. We're not going to throw you out. You took care of our daughter for 5 months just out of the goodness of your heart. You didn't have to do that. Like, she could have been in that crazy world and died. You kept her safe. You kept her alive. And we're never going to throw you out. We're always going to love you because you literally saved our daughter's life. Super cool. I love that. Of course, it affects the family. They love it. And you know how accepted they are and they're loved and they're cared for. Super, super cool. And gets back. She had a ton of cavities. So they guess they must have put her under for gas. And like she's all loopy and crazy. People, this does happen to some people. I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. I never did anything crazy. I just remember falling asleep at the dentist, being in the car with my dad, waking up. He was getting my prescriptions because like you get dry sockets. Oh, it's gross. Then I remember being in my bed, like I had complete loss of time, which is kind of scary in its own right. But you're so tired and your face hurts, you just don't care. But Anne's being all loopy and crazy. Then there's this weird little scene. The dad's like, hey, can you guys keep Anne occupied? We have to go do something. Then they run off. We don't see what they go do. Did they go have sex? Is that what the joke is? What the heck? That is so weird. Is that what they went to go do? Then the cat licks itself because that's what cats do. But what a stray, because the way they run off, they're kind of like happy running away. Like, hee, we're going to go do it. Couldn't you just wait till nighttime when everyone's asleep and when they just like had to do it right then and there? What the heck? Before they even make dinner. So yeah, end of the episode, just a pretty goofy, some silly stuff, but that little message at the end about them saving Anne's life and how important, how much they love them and care for them, and they're always going to be accepted by this family for, you know, that good deed that they did, which was unbelievable, saving their daughter's life. So really, really fun. Cats are ridiculous. And yeah, I can't wait to get back to Amphibia where we have real stories about things and not just kind of slice of life silliness. You know, I know it's like juxtaposition between like the Sasha episode, super lore heavy, super story heavy. And then we get this, which kind of shows the bond between the family and the planners, I guess, kind of a little bit. I don't know. An okay episode. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.